Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, text, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley.
Good morning, Radio Boomers Live listeners around the world and the Easy Way fam. And Reatha, are you there?
Good
morning,
morning,
Reatha.
good morning, good morning. It's
Reatha's
a wonderful
always
day.
on point. You're always on point, Reatha. I got to give you credit for that. But yes, Reatha, are you ready? The holidays are upon us, and the Christmas decorations are out, and Thanksgiving. Wow, it sure came around fast, didn't it?
I know. Well, we're kind of skipping holidays, so it's like they come but they go. You know,
That's true.
They're just
Yeah.
not the same. We can't gather with our families.
Yeah.
So, it's a little different. I don't know how we're going to handle Thanksgiving.
Yeah, can we do a virtual Thanksgiving dinner maybe or something?
People
Everybody
have been
sit
doing
around
everything
Zoom.
virtual. Yeah, everybody's been doing everything virtually. So I just want to know who's going to cook the turkey and how am I going to get a piece, because I'm sure not doing it.
Yeah. Well, you can go out and get the old pre-made dinner, right? Get it all done and just have a nice little dinner and a Zoom with your family. And I guess that's the way we got to get used to it.
You got to
for a while.
teach your family how to Zoom, but that takes us up to our hot topic time.
I guess it does, doesn't it? Hot topic.
Ripped from the headlines, today's hot topic. There is absolutely nothing hotter than the election. I mean, it is on fire. People have been voting across the country for almost a month now. Everybody, I think, is doing early voting today, and tomorrow is the big day. But the funny thing is, we've been doing all of this early voting, and at the same time, we're not going to have the results tomorrow night unless someone does a runaway election tomorrow. We're not going to know the results, the true results, for at least a few days. And it's amazing to me. They're bracing all these cities for civil unrest. I want to know who's going to be rioting. We've been doing a peaceful transition for 200 years now, over 200 years, I think. And, really, we're going to have riots on election night. We are not one of these, I don't know what to call them, banana republics, I guess, that, just have to have revolutions to change leadership. We have elections, and they're fair elections, granted, with the technology and everything. It's a little out of control, but they're going to be fair, and we're going to emerge with a president. So this is my last plea: vote, vote, vote. If you have not filled out your ballot, fill out your ballot. If you are planning to vote at the polls, go prepared. Know who you're going to vote for. Be ready to vote for the people that are in your district. I had somebody I wanted to vote for. I didn't think I was in their district. Turns out I am in their district. So know who you're going to vote for. Look at your ballot. Go over the measures. Look at the judges and vote, because we need all the votes we can get, no matter who wins. It needs to be decisive. And, Jim, that's my hot topic. What's yours today?
Yeah, that's good stuff, Reese. Well, anyway, Amy Coney Barrett sworn in as the Supreme Court Justice. She graduated top 10 or one of the top in Notre Dame. 7 children's Catholic, and replaced Ruth Ginsburg. We got strong, very strong winds made it difficult to control the fires in Southern California, but things are under control, and not one house burned. Control of the U.S. Senate centers around a handful of GOP-held seats. If some of you might have forgot GOP, it's basically a short term for Grand Old Party. It's a nickname for the Republican Party. Hurricane Zeta hit Louisiana. You probably followed that, leaving 6 or more lives lost, and along with 2 million without power, over 1,300 homes and businesses were damaged. Big storm. And I don't know, there may be more to come. We'll see. LA Dodgers win World Series after a 32-year drought. Dodgers win It's a 7 World Series title. It's 7 for them, but it's been a while. Warren Buffett, the 6th richest man, states, only one thing will hold you back from achieving great things in life: overcoming the bad habits that may be keeping you from achieving your full potential. Buffett went on, I see people with these self-destructive behavior patterns. They really are entrapped by them. So you got to get out of that negative stuff. Most behavior patterns are habitual. Okay, so make the positive habitual. One normally reaches out to an older individual for wisdom, and that's appropriate. But in this social era, smart people are they're catching on. They're reaching out to take advantage of learning from the reverse mentors, they call them, younger and less experienced people, but technologically savvy and hold other expertise in unfamiliar territory. Sean Connery, remember Sean Connery, the first James Bond, Goldfinger, and all the From Russia with Love, Dr. No, passed away at age 90. A rescue operation in Virginia resulting in 27 missing children found. November 3rd, the big day at 93 million people have already voted, so this is what everybody's been waiting for, probably one of the most watched TV scenarios for re-elections ever. So we got Starbucks lost 2 billion sales, but still came out ahead because, see, they're researching, they're implementing the mobile app to order. The people that are jumping onto this kind of stuff are making it. So, got to take a breath on that, Reatha. A lot of stuff going on. And now they got a recycling machine that turns old clothes into new clothes. How about that? Dump old clothes and get a new suit there. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff. And I guess with all that cool stuff that Reatha and I passed along to you, we're going to move into a commercial and then our guest.
EasyWay Magazine is your best vehicle to advertise in if you would like to reach a quality database in corporate Hollywood. Not only will you read the stories and enjoy the content, you will also get to interact through social media and get to meet who's featured at the event, as well as get exclusive interviews from your favorite celebrities. EasyWay Magazine is a Los Angeles and Orange County-based magazine, but also reaches an international audience. Subscribe to EasyWay Magazine today by following EasyWay Broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or EasyWayBroadcasting.com's website. To advertise, call 424-209-9290 or email contact@easywaybroadcasting.com. That's letter E and letter Z, because we don't do it the hard way. We do it the easy way.
Are you looking to accelerate your influence? EasyWayWall.com is a new site that allows you to promote yourself, business, brand, and your products as an influencer. You can share your ideas, receive comments, promote and brand yourself with the power of affiliation. Associate yourself and your brand with the power players of today to become leaders of tomorrow. Come and join the EasyWay Wall today. Sign up at wall.easywaybroadcasting.com or text EasyWayWall to 55678. 3 great influencers have joined forces to create a space for you to be the expert, get credibility, and be a best-selling author. Get acquainted with the EasyWay Wall of Famers and reach a celebrity status with EasyWay Publishing, powered by NLCP. Get seen on the cover with EasyWay Wall of Fame celebrity influencers. Get the credibility you deserve for being a published author. Best-selling status guaranteed. Increase your credibility, maximize your presence affordably and effectively. Enjoy your new life with EasyWay Publishing.
Yes, indeed. EasyWay Wall of Fame, EasyWay Broadcasting. It's definitely rock and roll, and it's a new age, and this is where we're at with the cutting edge. And our guest today, Noel Benoist, is a U.S. Army veteran. He worked with Army intelligence, has received numerous awards from both the military and the government. Co-host on America Voice Radio and founder of Already Got Your Data Ministries. He's the founder of Truckers Fight for Justice. He's a founder type person. He's also the founder of National American Indian Veterans Organization. And he's not the kind of guy who sits around. He gets things done. And he's a motivational and inspirational individual because, without people like this to start things up, we wouldn't have things. So, Noel, you on with us?
Yep.
Hi, Noel.
I'm here.
Noel, this is Reatha Gray, Noel Benoist.
Nice to meet you, Noel.
Nice to meet you, Reatha. As a matter of fact, the name Benoist, Benoist in English, goes all the way back to 70 A.D., and it came from the tribe of Benjamin. 70 A.D., They went into France. Benjamin, and the Benoists don't know, a lot of them, that they are related. Benjamin took the Ben, he added the Oist, for in the French is wa, and your Benoist, Benoit, are all connected to Benjamin himself, where your Benoits, that's your French Benoit that could be almost anybody disconnected, etc.
Et vous français, I have a little bit there. So
yeah, that's cool.
that's going way back. I mean, I know you have that tree or whatever you call what's that called, Reese? When you go search stuff, whatever you research.
Family tree.
Yeah, family tree, and there's a group that helps you with that, and they go back quite a ways, but I've never had anybody go back that far. That's really interesting. So just on a personal note, Noel, we ask people, what is it that gave you your drive and your motivation and inspiration to accomplish what you've accomplished? But just pinpointing this a little bit, I have my reason. What was your reason for Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard? Why did you pick the Army? What was it that steered you in that direction?
Actually, for me, it had started even before my birth, because the guide on my life has been the good Lord above. And I found out a long time ago that I was here on earth to serve him. I was in church walking and talking with the Lord as a child, but I became the prodigal son. And I was more or less brainwashed by the military stuff. But I was interested because my dad had been the actual 24/7 guard of the Normandy Day invasion records. He was in the Signal Corps. And in the Signal Corps, that was your predecessor to Intel.
Yeah.
And he was the youngest colonel ever promoted to the war. And so that kind of got me interested, and I started cutting my eye teeth on some of the Intel stuff that he still had and was privy to. And so I thought, that sounds interesting. So I went to the Army recruiter and I said, hey, I'm interested in, being a spy. And they said, well, you got to sign up. You got to sign up regular first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they said, we'll watch you. They said, if you're good enough and you test high enough, then we will seek you out. So I signed for regular Army because that's what they said. Here's how, this is your path if you can do it. And so I went through just regular Army training. I went through demolitions. I went through ordnance. I went through Ranger and a bunch of different training. And then I was going to OCS, and I graduated top of my class on the stuff I was doing. And they came to me, and when I took the GT score, and your GT scores when you go into service, you need 110 for officer. And mine was something like, mine was 178.4 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And, Yeah. So they came to me and they said, you still interested in being a spy? And I said, well, yeah, but I'm going here now. They said, you come with us. We're going to put you through Army Security Agency training at the school there. They said, you get the marks that you've been getting. We'll take care of your commission, and you were never here. And so that was my first step into that realm.
Well, I'll tell you, Noel, we get along because they say opposites attract, and our stories are 180 degrees. My story is a little simpler. I went down to enlist, and I bought a can of Coke. And because of that can of Coke, I went from enlisting in the Marine Corps, which I went to the Marine Corps office, and the gentleman wasn't there. It was kind of temporary closed for a little while, for an hour or two. And I waited several hours, and I thought, I'm thirsty. I went to get a Coke, and I met an Army person by the Coke machine. So not as exciting as yours, but he talked me into it, and I became an MP in the Army. So, like I said, yours is a little bit more interesting, but what can I say?
Yep.
Well, I did a USO tour. That was my business.
That's good for Reese. All right.
A lot of our military intelligence guys and spies, we actually discharged out of like USO and stuff like that as a private E2 and everything because we wanted to make them a needle in a haystack. You know, you don't take high-ranking spy and say, okay, now they're discharged because our enemies would be looking for them and their family. So they discharged me as a private D2, arts and crafts specialist.
Oh, my.
However, and the boys, though, I blew the whistle on deep state stuff, and I blew the whistle on high-ranking wrongs. God gave me a way out. I actually sat in seat 13 of the MJ group, which is called MAGCOM, and people for a long time says, oh, they don't exist, MJ-12 doesn't exist. In 1947, Truman signed the National Security Act, and he appointed 12 people to 12 seats that had autonomy. They could do anything with no oversight. And I was seat 13, so I was actually internal affairs for all matters of national security between what intel people called the inner sanctum and every other intelligence group.
So you had the inside.
Yep, I had the inside track for the whole works. When I hit seat 13, there was no secret in America that would be kept from me. If I wanted something, they gave it to me now, and they did not dare redact or review anything. They just handed it over.
So cool. And now, so you went through all this, and you were on the inside, but you had an additional drive. And what do you think gave you that additional drive to, create organizations? And you've worked with, you founded already Got Your Data Ministries, and the founder Truckers Fight for Justice and National American Indian Veterans Organization. And so you wanted to start organizations that you knew were needed and a cause that was worthwhile. What do you think gave you that drive instead of just moving forward for your business?
There again, that's the good Lord above, because, God loves all of us. And he saw a need. That need was the fact that we've all sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and we needed a Savior. There was no way we were going to climb up and sit by God on our own.
That's right.
And God put that in me. You see a need, do something about it. Do all you can, and if you get part way, maybe somebody else will pick it up and carry the rest of the way. And anytime I've seen a need, if I see a need and I see people suffering, then God just put it in me to do something about it.
There's like some scriptures about people that don't make it through those golden gates, and they say, well, wait a minute, I praised you, and I was a good person, I did this and that. And he says, well, what did you actually do for me? Did you feed me when I was hungry? Did you visit me in prison? Did you clothe me when I had no clothes? Et cetera, et cetera. And
that's right.
You got to do something. Got to get out there and do something.
Yep.
So
and he put the key in. He said, "You honor me with your heart or with your mouth, but your hearts are far from me."
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, your mouth. And I look at the door, the big gold door. It has different key slots, and we need several keys to get in. One's a key of love. We have to, love our neighbors. Another key is forgiveness, and loving God, and so on. And we have to have that little set of keys. And like I say, we only take one thing with us when we go, and that's our little spiritual travel bag. And in that bag is all the good and bad things we did. And we got to open that bag up, and hopefully more good things will pop out. So you were the founder of Already Got Your Data Ministries. Did I put that right?
No, it's Glory to God United Ministries. We're dedicated to the unity and maturity of the churches, every faith that has the right picture. People don't realize it, but there are many American Indian faiths that have the right picture. They just didn't know how to translate it. For American Indians, anything that had more power than man must be a god. So they got four gods holding the four corners of the earth, which is actually like the biblical thing, four angels holding the four corners of the earth. And for the American Indians, they recognized the power of God. One of the attributes of Christ is the eagle. The eagle face on the cherub is one of the attributes of Christ. We will one day soar as eagles. And they recognize the eagle as being the symbol of the highest power.
Well, we grabbed the right symbol.
And they had the great white Father, and they had the great everywhere Spirit. So their Holy Trinity is the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It's just the great white Father, the great everywhere Spirit, and the eagle.
And you know, I really admire the Indian situation. You know, and there's some stories that are just unbelievable. And we talked about the 180 or the 360 scenario. Well, the 360 means you go all the way around and could wind up where you started. The 180 means the total opposite side. And if you ever study, you know, you heard the term Geronimo. Well, he was public enemy number one in Mexico and the United States, and both armies could not catch this guy. And you know, he gave up and went into the you know, area where they keep the Indians reservation. But then him and a group left. They didn't like the way it was being ran. And he was really a hardcore guy to catch up in the mountains and all that. And then they finally cornered him, and they said, look, you know, we don't want to kill you. You give up. And so the little tribe finally gave up. I don't know, 20 people or something. Well, Geronimo went from that to meeting the president and riding in his car or his wagon, whatever it was in those days, and becoming a Christian. And he said he was surprised that the people, it was such a rich country, and yet there was poor people, and he could sell the buttons on his jacket for like $5. And back then that was a lot of money. So he became a superstar. And here he was, the guy out there, everybody's trying to catch. It's funny how that works. But now you co-hosted American Voice Radio. Is that still something you're working with?
Well, actually, I was on American Voice Radio with Bill Clade, and we did the Bible Mechanic. Bill has passed away, and we've had a number of our American Indian brothers and sisters on there. And on my dad's side, Benoit actually married a Lakota Sioux princess, and I'm actually a direct descendant from Crazy Horse. So my main two portions of my blood are the Jewish French and then the Lakota Sioux. And Geronimo's grandson was a personal friend of mine. I was at his 114th and 115th birthday, and I have sat in the prayer grounds where Geronimo, Lothan, and Victorio actually sat and prayed.
Oh, wow. That's some interesting history.
Yeah,
I have I have a picture. I have it here. What does it say? No way. I can't really read. It's a picture, and then I'll send it to you. And it was a painting by an Indian of someone else. And they're interested. The history is so interesting with the Indian tribes. Reatha, you ever go out on any reservations to check them out?
I have been to a couple of different reservations, and it's very interesting because on some of the reservations they don't quite live the old life, but at the same time they have totally preserved their culture.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's primarily what they want to do.
Right. So, Noel, do you have any public ministry now that you're working with?
Well, actually, we've got ministries all over the world. Bill Clade passed away, but with Glory to God United Ministries worldwide, part of my ministry has been to clean up the swamp in D.C., et cetera, and that's what my book is about, the 200-year plan, expanded and revised. And as a matter of fact, the only thing they can get right now is the ebook on Amazon because the paperback has been blocked. Deliveries of the paperback are delayed by as many as several weeks because there's a group that doesn't want that info out there. But we have churches and pastors that I've trained all over the world, trained about 300 pastors over in Vietnam, trained a bunch of them in Malaysia, and basically have gone all over. Yeah, matter of fact, one of our board members, Nguyen Bui, is actually invited, nonetheless, by the Catholic bishop in Vietnam to come down and train their people the right way.
And what's the name of that ministry?
Yeah.
Glory to God United Ministries Worldwide.
Oh. And we're almost out of time, Noel. So how can people get that book?
Go to Amazon right now. The only way they can really get it, and they need to do it fast before some of the government people shut it down because they don't want the info in there out. And just go to Amazon and then search for the ebook. I gave a gal permission to basically sell the ebook dirt cheap They can download it into their computer, and then they can read it. They'll have the information. And like I say, they need to do it before it gets shut down because the paperback book has been delayed until way after the election, if it gets released at all. The power of the people that I'm against is huge.
Wow.
Now, what's the name of the book they should look for?
And then the number 200 Year Plan by Ted Gunderson and Noel Benoist. I gave Ted Gunderson the lead because after he endorsed me and my information as 100% correct, he was Hall of Fame FBI, they killed him. They forced him to go to the hospital or he wouldn't get his check anymore. They induced cancer and basically killed him by inducing cancer. And after the first book came out, they messed up the first book, but it still had enough in it. They were angry. They took an 18-wheeler, ran me off the road, and I was bringing my motorcycle to Northern California, and all of a sudden there's an 18-wheel truck next to me, and I've got under the truck or the side of the road. That's my options. I took the side of the road, did the Ranger roll, no broken bones, but both my kneecaps and both my elbows, the bone was showing. But I've rehabbed myself. Oh, yeah, rehabbed myself, and there's pictures of me in the hospital in the new book. And the new book basically is the same, the 200-year plan, but it's got expanded, revised and expanded. It's a brown cover, and it shows the Capitol with a shadow capital behind it. And grab that ebook and get the info because people really need to know. And if it gets shut down, people have my permission to take that ebook and give copies far and wide. They don't charge for it. Don't make money on it. I'm not trying to make money on the book. I'm trying to get the information out there to get America back on track because we are a country. God gave us this country. And if people get into the whole history of stuff pre-Columbian and everything else, they would just be totally amazed how
in God we trust.
Yep. That's it. Yeah.
Well,
and we got to get back on track.
There's some interesting stuff. Sounds like it's time for Noel to do a movie. But
right. Well,
thank you so much for coming out.
Noel. Yeah, so much information, rich information. I think I'm going to have to get that book because we're in the middle of so much espionage in the government now. That'll be some insight.
Yeah,
and 200-year plan.
Yeah, I actually designed Smear and Fear. We used our intelligence joint intel report between me and FBI Ted Gunderson and encouraged Donald Trump to run because he was the only one who had the money to fight and get in there and do something. And so I told him, I said, be ready because they're going to try to make you look like the worst human being ever. And he said, okay.
Yeah, I've been reading
what
about
was going to happen.
Yep.
But thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to have you come back because you've got so much information. Be safe.
Amen. Yeah, you too. At any time. Okay. I'm around.
Thank you, Noel.
Okay, thanks, Noel.
Keep up the good work. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Well, Reatha, with that, we're going to be looking at a commercial and then Carmelita's Corner.
Yep.
Are you looking to accelerate your influence? EasywayWall.com is a new site that allows you to promote yourself, business, brand, and your products as an influencer. You can share your ideas, receive comments, promote and brand yourself with the power of affiliation. Associate yourself and your brand with the power players of today to become leaders of tomorrow. Come and join the Easyway Wall today. Sign up at wall.easywaybroadcasting.com or text EasywayWall to 55678. Looking to take the next step? Join the Easyway Network and become part of our Easyway family. Host your own TV show. Accelerate your viewership as you will be seen on platforms such as Roku, Amazon, Apple. Brand yourself and affiliate yourself with celebrities, artists, influencers, and power players. For more information on how to start your own show, channel, or network, go to EasywayPromotions.com. To stay updated on all our upcoming events, text EasyWay to 55678.
It's time for Carmelita's Corner.
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Well, hello there, Radio Land. We're here again today, and do we feel grand? Right on the brink of a major, major election. My God, tomorrow is election day. And I have somebody who I want to present to you that is going to rock your planet. He is a wonderful friend. He's a wonderful real cowboy, and his name is William Frank Painter. He happens to also be a award-winning actor in a feature film, The Forgiven, and he is going to tell us about his journey being on the Wild Bunch Film Festival. And here is my guest, William Frank Painter. Hello there, Frank.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you so much, Carmelita, and thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it very much. I just need to correct you just a little bit. It's the name of the movie is Prospectors The Forgiven, because The Forgiven is actually a different movie, so I don't want to take credit for that one.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Prospectors The Forgiven. So,
okay.
Just wanted to clarify that. But can I just say real quick that the guest who was on before me, Noel Benoist, wow, that was very interesting. I really enjoyed that. And him being a veteran, the group that I'm involved with, the Real Cowboys, we support veterans 100%. So that was very, very interesting to hear his story. But I will go on a little bit about the Wild Bunch Film Festival, if you like. That was held back in October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That was the 5th annual Wild Bunch Film Festival, and it was held in conjunction with the Rex Allen Days, which is an annual event there in Wilcox, Arizona. And it was very nice. They had a parade and a car show and a carnival, live entertainment, a rodeo, a gun show. It was quite a weekend, and that was they always hold that in conjunction with the Wild Bunch Film Festival. So it was a lot of fun, and I was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in a feature film. That was for my role as Jacob in Prospectors The Forgiven, and I was up against 7 other actors for the award. And when they say it was just an honor just to be nominated, I really know how that feels, because I was very, very honored just to be in such good company. And then when I won the award, it was really quite a thrill. So I'm still feel like I'm on cloud 9. So it was really
you
great.
are, and I want to congratulate you too. And well done.
Well, thank you so much. It was quite an experience. If your listeners ever want to go to a very fun film festival, I would suggest the Wild Bunch Film Festival is definitely one to go to. If this was solely for the Western genre. They had modern westerns, horror westerns. They had all kind of Western themed movies, but it was solely for the Western genre. So if you're a Western fan, which who isn't, right? This is one to go to. This is a film festival to go to.
Well, what's funny is my husband loves Western movies, and he likes Turner entertainment, and whenever there's a Western on, you can bet on it that he'll be watching. And I like to tease him because there's a song, an old rock and roll song, "My Baby Loves the Western Movies."
Oh,
you
yeah.
Remember that one?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
he does. My baby loves the Western movies.
That's right. Yeah, as long as we got the Western channel, that's about the only channel I need. So I'm happy.
Yeah, well, and I also have another friend, too. I don't know if she's tuned in or not, but one of our dear friends from my organization, Lady Java, whenever I visit her, she's got the Western movies on, too. So anyway, we all have that going for us. And tell us, how did you get involved in being in this movie? What led you to that path?
Well, actually, I have a friend who has acted in several movies in the past, mainly westerns, and he was working with a producer to use his ranch out in San Dimas. They were working on a movie together. They were going to film it at his ranch. And he knew that I love westerns, so he asked me if I would want to be involved. And I thought about it for like half a second, and I jumped at the chance, of course. And I've loved westerns since I was a kid, and this is just been. It was really a dream to be able to work on that, and it was an independent film. None of us got paid. It was strictly because we love Western movies and we wanted to work on a Western movie. And, my girlfriend Seza also worked on it. She was the jewelry designer. She made the vintage jewelry and outfitted the ladies with the vintage jewelry. And also she had a role in it. She played the bad girl, Batna. She was a saloon girl, and she was a pretty bad girl in it. She, which was a stretch for her, because Seza, she's so sweet. So it was really a stretch for her to be a bad girl.
Oh boy, well yes, it is, because she's such a sweet person. I just love her, Seza, and want to give her a shout out now. But I also want to ask you, do you remember a cowboy? He was called a singing cowboy named Herb Jeffries. As a matter of fact, he was a very dear friend, and I do know that he was connected to the Real Cowboys. I believe he was a member.
The name sounds familiar. I've only been a member of the Real Cowboys for about the past 5 years, so I'm not sure when he was a member. But the name definitely rings a bell.
As a matter of fact, there is a trail named after him. I went to the christening, I guess you could say, of that. They had a whole big to-do with a parade, and they had, the cheerleaders and just a big fanfare. And it was like, when they had the Hopalong Cassidy Trail. They also have a Herb Jeffries Trail, and it's not far from Palm Springs.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of the things about what they made so many westerns back in the 50s and 40s, 50s, and 60s that you think you've seen them all, and then here comes another one you never heard of. And it's so nice. It's like there's an endless supply of westerns and western stars. So it's always fun. It's always fun when you come across a new one that you haven't seen, and or some trivia that you learn about them, and we love westerns, and the Real Cowboys, which we're members of. I'm the assistant director, and Seza is the secretary. That's our that's our love. We love cowboys. The the Real Cowboys, our mission is to keep the Western genre alive, around the world. And our core values are values that have made America great. Family, morality, and plus we love to have fun. We're a group that loves to have fun, and we have parades. We're part of the Canoga Park Memorial Day Parade. Of course, it didn't happen this year. And also the Solvang 4th of July parade, which didn't happen this year either, but that's my favorite parade. And we sure would welcome anyone who would, who loves Westerns and the Western genre to look us up. You can find us on the internet at realcowboys.org. We'd be more than happy to, give you more information if you'd like. Reach out to us, and we usually meet in Van Nuys at a restaurant, Lulu's restaurant, the first and third Saturday of the month. Of course, that hasn't been happening for a while, but hopefully we'll pick it up soon when the restaurants open again. And we have quite a bit of fun. And our big event of the year, which you've been to, is the Silver Spur Award, which is we plan for that all year. And we have had some major stars come, be honored at that, and also attend that. And the Silver Spur Award, that's our big charity event of the year. And I mean, we've had such big stars, honored in the past. James Garner, Audie Murphy, Stella Stevens. She used to come to all the meetings, Fess Parker, Dennis Weaver, Rex Allen even, Glenn Ford, Bose Fenton, Angie Dickinson. We honored Elvis Presley a few years ago because he worked in a couple of Western movies. He worked in Charo, Flaming Star. We've honored Robert Fuller, Kevin Sorbo, Clint Eastwood, Chris Christopherson a few years ago. And actually, Chris was nice enough to get up on stage and play a few songs for us. So that was just amazing to have our little, private show by Chris Christopherson. And we've honored, John Wayne, Patrick Wayne, John Voight, and the ladies as well, Ruta Lee. Just the list goes on and on. And it was just such a fun event. And plus, we not only honor the actors, but we also honor, we honored a few years ago, we honored producer, writer A.J. Fennedy and director, writer William Wellman, producer, writer A.C. Lyles, and then also stunt people. We honored R.L. Tolbert, Hal Needham, Clifford Happy, and Marguerite Happy. Don't want to forget the ladies. We have quite a list of folks we've honored, and we're working on the next show. We missed this year's show, of course, because of the coronavirus, but mark your calendars. The 23rd Silver Spur Awards happening next year, September 17th, 2021. And this year it's going to be at the Airtel Plaza in Van Nuys. We used to hold it, as you know, at the Sportsman's Lodge in Studio City, but of course that's no longer there, at least the event center. So we moved it to the Airtel Plaza, and it's going to be a great show.
Well, listen, Frank, I'm so glad that you had all that to share with us, and I want to give a quick shout-out to Robert Lafreniere. He's the president of the Real Cowboys. He does an amazing job with the Silver Spur Awards, and I came this close to being on that stage with Chris Christopherson as a singer. I mean, but things didn't work out that particular year, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll be up there singing one of my country songs, because, I also have country music. I think you remember hearing some of it.
I have heard, yes, I have, yes.
Yeah, well, anyway, on that note, we're going to have to get on our horse, Frank, and ride off into the sunset. The time goes so fast when you're having fun.
Boy,
but
it does. Yes.
I want to thank you for being another wonderful guest, and come back and see us again sometime.
I would love to, Carmelita, and thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun.
All righty. Take care.
Well, Carmelita had a wonderful guest as always. I want to thank all of our guests today. We're having a slightly abbreviated time today. Jim had some business to handle. I've got some business to handle. And all of you have business to handle. Go vote. Fill out your ballot. Go prepared and vote. We'll see you next Monday on the same place, the same channel. We will be here, Radio Boomers Live, next Monday at 10 a.m. We look forward to seeing you. We'll have some more exciting guests. And hopefully when we see you next Monday, we will know who our president will be for the next 4 years. Wonderful having you this morning.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White Software Rockers, and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the Easy Way Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.